Hey, Shalom, Shalom, man. It's the first day class. How everybody's doing? Hey, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. But first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ, whose name is Hamashiach Yahushai. Okay, y'all know what I'm about to start off with, which is Colossians 3:17. me see something real quick. Give me a second, y'all. Okay. So yeah. Let me try to mute this real quick. As y'all can see, the title, Deuteronomy 17:17, exposed. All right. So we about to get into this why Solomon lost the kingdom. And it has a lot to do with Deuteronomy 17. Let's say, man, you gotta watch. It's actually Deuteronomy 17:16. Yeah, I should have caught AI on that, man. But hey, I'm about to get along with the lesson anyway. So as I go along, you'll start to see how things unwind and things unfold, especially when it comes to the Ephraim and Judah split. Ephraim and Judah split. Okay, you'll start to see a lot of things unfold. And I'm not trying to make things unfold. I'm just trying to get you to understand what's going on and what happened. And I'm about to use some sources, and I'm gonna cite my sources as well. Not when it comes to the Judah and Ephraim split, but an old school understanding and what everybody back in the day already had an understanding about. All right. But first, we always got to understand that we offended the Most High. We have offended him. Offended him. So let's start here first. The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. Whatsoever ye do in word or deed, whatever you say, whatever you do all in the name of Hamashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High, the Father, Bashem Hamashiach Yahushua, in the name of the anointed Savior, my big brother. Okay? All right? And why we do that? Let's go to John chapter 6 and verse 45. Let's go there real quick. John chapter 6 and verse 45, because you got those New Testament peoples. Got to show you this before I go to the law, They'd be like, okay, now I see what you're talking about. Okay, brother, I see what you're talking about. The book of John, chapter 6 and verse. Yeah, 44. John chapter 6, verse 44. And this is in red. Hamashiach Yahushua say, no man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of the Most High. Every man, therefore, that hath heard and hath learned of the Father cometh unto me. Let's learn this of the Most High. Hosea 5 and 15. The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. All the way to the bottom. Just turn your page all the way to the bottom. It's the book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. The Most High said, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, in their hell, they will seek me early. Now, to give you a definition of this hell on earth is the white man's heaven is the black man's hell. Because Jacob trouble is here. It's just not in full effect yet. It's here. We in Jacob's trouble, but it's not in full effect yet. Okay? Just to let you know. Go to the book of John, chapter 6 and verse 38. The book of John, St. John, chapter 6 and verse 38. And Mashiach Yahushua said, "For I came down from heaven, not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me." And our job is to follow after Hamashiach Yahushua, the men, to follow after him. The women are the daughters of Sarah, okay? But we follow after Hamashiach Yahushua, right? Let me give you an example of the order, all right? 2 Corinthians, chapter 11. No. Excuse me, y'all. I'm having an old Negro brain fart. Excuse me. I know I ain't crazy. There you go. I know it wasn't crazy. Go to the book of 1 Corinthians, just to get the order, 11 verse 3. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3, just to give you the order of things. But I will have you know, ladies, here go the order of things. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach Yahushai, and the head of the woman is the man. It didn't say your husband. It did not say your husband. It said the man, right? And the head of Hamashiach Yahushai is the Most High Yahweh. All right, so that is the order of things. I didn't make it up. I just followed it. Okay. So back again in the book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 15, and it reads, "I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense." There, that's plural, their offense, and seek my face. Right? Because the Most High's back is turned to us. The Most High's back is turned to us. Okay? He walked away from us. He's going to his place. He's going to sit on his throne. And guess who's on his right-hand side? Hamashiach Yahushai. And guess who's on his left-hand side? Shaitan. Okay? So, let's get it. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, and verse 16. Going to the second law. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 16. "But he shall not multiply horses to himself." And Deuteronomy 17 is just a continuation of what I did last week, okay? I'm just going through Deuteronomy, reading the second law again, right? "But he shall," talking about Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Reuben, Simeon, Issachar, Gad, Manasseh, Ephraim, Zebulun, Asher, and Naphtali. 12 tribes, okay? "But he shall not multiply horses to himself," all right? "Nor cause the people to return to Egypt." That's two different, how would I say it? It's two different subjects, topic subjects right there. Multiply horses to himself, and nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses, right? So, but top of verse 16, "But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as the Most High hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold." So let's start at verse 16. I want to go to some some sources. Let me see. You can go to Bible Hub as well. That's a source. And I got the other one written down. Let me find it. But let me read this real quick. Let me go over here. Where are you at? And y'all gonna like this. So this what our ancestors of old already had an understanding of. Horses represented military power, amongst other things. You know, horses didn't really work on the farm, but they pulled wagons and they pulled the chariots. You know, but still having horses represented military power. In the ancient near in the ancient Near East, horses were primarily military as assets, not farm animals. Horses pulled chariots, which were the tanks of the ancient world. A king who accumulated large numbers of horses was building military strength. Many scholars therefore this understand this command as a warning against placing confidence in military might instead of trusting the Most High, stacking up with much guns in place of the Most High. Military tactics, everybody getting together, which is that's what you're supposed to do, because you're supposed to have an army in a body. Soldiers are part of an army and a body. But horses represented something when you had them. So the interpretation is reinforced by later passages such as Psalms 20 and 7, right? And Isaiah 31, 1 through 3. You can go there if you want to. I'm just referencing them. When Yasharallah is rebuked for trusting horses and chariots rather than the Most High, what happened? We were destroyed in battle. Very sore. We were destroyed in battle. Now, when he said, but he shall not multiply horses to himself, because that represented military power, chariots. You know what I'm saying? Trusting in your military might instead of the Most High. And now when it goes to, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, right? And you got to understand, when the king is so worried about military power, what happens when he loses his mind? He doesn't pay attention to the Most High. You can already think of a lot of different things of what will happen, right? You can think about this. You know, you can see the affliction, the hell our people go through when we take our mind off the Most High. Our people not actually literally return to Egypt, but the hell, the iron furnace, captivity. We begin to go through affliction in our own land, and the higher ups begin to rule over the people with rigor, causing the people to return to Egypt, to captivity up under that king with our people. Right? See, Egypt was famous throughout the ancient Near East for breeding and exporting horses and chariots. They was known for that. Because of this, scholars note that a king wanting a large cavalry would naturally establish trade relationships with Egypt. And I say that to say establishing that military army often led to us forgetting about the Most High. So when you go into this precept, but he shall not multiply horses to himself, why? Because that often leads to us trying to build this big military might to where we take our trust out of the Most High and we put it in us. And that's when all types of idolatry comes on. And we cause the people to return to Egypt, because then they have no more trust in the king no more. The king not keeping, they just watching the king just go off. Nobody trusting him no more. Then they start not to trust in the Most High and do their own thing. And then that's when other religions come in. Baal, Baal, I am. To the end that he should multiply horses. For him building his military might, he's not worried about the people. He's trying to build his military might so nobody would take him down instead of trusting in the Most High. For as much as the Most High hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. So, understanding what's going on in the law, we got to pay attention to what we're doing out here and not doing that. Verse 17. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself. And what is that going into? This is talking about the accumulation of a lot of wives. You can see where Solomon went wrong with that. It's the excess, the excessive accumulation of wives. That's what that is. It's the excessive accumulation of wives. That's what Solomon did. It's he multiplied wives in excess, in excessive. He multiplied. Let me say that better. He multiplied wives excessively, not because he had wives, plural. It's because he excessively multiplied them to himself. And while his mind is on them, his mind is not on his sons and his sons' friends. His mind is not on how he is causing his people to return to Egypt. He caused Israel to build so many houses, especially for his wives, and temples, and things they wasn't supposed to do. So if you got the northern kingdom of Israel building all these temples for his wives, look what they're looking at. They're looking at all the idolatry that King Solomon is doing. It'll cause the people to err and return back into Egypt. That's why the soldier and officer course is important to all camps out here, all brothers who are trying to start a camp. These classes are very, very important, okay? That his heart turned not away. Just like multiplying the horses excessively to build an army, he was multiplying them to himself. He lost himself. He was trying to build might, and he lied to himself that he was that much powerful to where he forgot about the Most High. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. Solomon was doing the same thing. There was a lot of things that Solomon was doing. It was a lot. And that is there for our learnings. First Corinthians 10 and 5. Verse 6, not 5, verse 6. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things. Having horses is not evil, but excessively multiplying horses to yourself is evil. Why? Because it'll cause you to err from the ways of the Most High. Having multiple wives is not evil. What is evil is excessively multiplying wives to where you forget about the Most High. You multiply them excessively. Now these were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be idolaters, see? Causes to go off, as were some of them, as it is written. The people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed. You got to pay attention to that, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. And neither let us tempt Hamashiach Yahushai, as some of them also tempted our ancestors, and were destroyed of serpents. You see? Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. The angel of the Most High is Hamashiach Yahushai. He was the destroyer. Verse 11, now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. And just like our ancestors of old and today, there have no temptation taken us, you, but such as is common to man. Our eyes, our flesh being carnal and not in the spirit, such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to. See what I'm saying? Let's go back to Deuteronomy 17 and verse 17. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself. That's multiplying excessively. Excessively. That his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. Excessively. To where now you trust in your riches. That your riches ain't going to get you into the kingdom. And the most important out of all this is 18. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Most High's power, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them. Why? That his heart be not lifted up above his brethren. So when you was in verse 16, nor cause the people to return to Egypt. His mind is lifted above his brethren, not paying attention. And this goes into an important one. When you read verse 20, Deuteronomy 17 and 20, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren. Let's go to 1 Kings 11 and 34. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 34. Because of what Solomon did. Howbeit, the Most High saying, howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand. I will make him prince all the days of his life for David my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. And unto his son will I give one tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there. So this is the start of the kingdom being ripped out due to what Solomon did. And I'm about to get into it just a little bit more. Give me a sec. Let's go over here to hold up. Let's go over here to 1 Kings 12 and 15. Now, this is his son. Let me see. King Solomon's son. Let me find his name. Yeah, Jeroboam. Hold on. We're going to read it right here. 1 Kings 12 and 15. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the call was from the Most High, that he might perform his saying, which the Most High spake by Ahijah the Shulamite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. Jeroboam was going to take over the northern kingdom. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, because Jeroboam and they went to Rehoboam. Okay, because you got Jeroboam and Rehoboam. It's like the same name. They try to be messing me up. Jeroboam and Rehoboam. Okay, cool. So when all Israel saw that the king, which is Rehoboam, hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel. Now see to thine own house, David, which was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and then the other tribes, because you got Judah, Benjamin, Levi, that was one. Then you had Issachar, Gad, uh, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Reuben. You got Reuben, Simeon, Issachar, Gad, Manasseh, Ephraim, uh, Zebulun, Asher, and Naphtali. That's the 10 tribes beside Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay. So Jeroboam got the 10 tribes, and Rehoboam got the one tribe, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi together, the king, the priest, and the guard. Okay. So verse 16. So when all Israel saw that the king, which was Rehoboam, hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. Right? David is the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel. Now see to thine own house, David. See, Israel split. Now go to your own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents. But as for the children of Israel which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them, which he was over Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Then King Rehoboam sent, we ain't going to go there, because now he's trying to send them to go against Israel. Like, we're going to go to war with them to bring them back. That ain't going to happen. Most High going to stop that. But I'm not going into that. But that cost of, when you go to Deuteronomy 17 and 16, when you go there, the king has multiplied all these things unto himself and excessively, to where he calls his people, who got to build all this thing? Who got to build all this stuff? The people. And Israel was building all these things. Our brothers returning to Egypt, making them suffer work with rigor, building all these temples for all these heathens. Deuteronomy 17 goes into a lot, man. And our other big brother, King Solomon, was not paying attention to this. That's why the Most High said it, that down here in Deuteronomy 17 and 19, and it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life. And the Most High visited him, I think twice to three times he visited Solomon and told him to stop all that crap, man. The Most High loved David. So he gave the son a lot of respect. The Most High is not a respected person. He has respect in Israel as a whole. But the Most High giveth mercy whomever he want to give mercy to. Mercy is getting something you don't deserve. No, grace is getting something you don't deserve. Mercy is getting something you do, not getting something you do deserve. Okay? Give me a second. Go to 1 Kings 12 and 27. See, this stuff happened when we turned to Egypt. We're going to start at because Jeroboam didn't listen to the elders, he listened to his friends, right? I'm going to start at verse 25. Then Jeroboam built Shechem and Mount Ephraim and dwelt therein, and went out from thence and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, in his mind, Mark 7 and 21, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. Because Jeroboam, no. Sorry. Excuse me. Hold on. Let's go to 21. 1 Kings 12 and 2. Let me give you just a little context. And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, which is head of this Judah, Benjamin, Levi, that one tribe together, make one tribe, one nation. And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin and 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. See? But the word of the Most High came unto Shemaiah, the son of the Most High, saying, the word of the Most High is Hamashiach Yahushai, the angel of the Most High. You can go to Revelations 19 and 11. On down and read that. But verse 22, but the word of the Most High came unto Shemaiah, the man of the Most High, saying, speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, right, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, thus saith the Most High, ye shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren, the children of Yasharallah. See, this is not knowing the Most High. We offended the Most High with all this. This is how we offend the Most High, by fighting and how we treat each other, not having brotherhood. So when the king does this, he makes more than just himself fall off. He makes his people fall off. Verse 24, thus saith the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, ye shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearkened therefore to the word of the Most High, and returned to depart according to the word of the Most High. Now Jeroboam, he's over the northern kingdom, right? Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from thence, and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Most High at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their power. Our own people. Even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah. And they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. This gets crazy. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold. See? Idolatry. Cause the people to return to Egypt. And said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. He about to make some. Watch this. Behold thy powers. You see all what Solomon did? The people seeing all these temples that they built for all these people? Solomon, it's like they looking at Solomon do it. It's like, hey, there's something going on. It's easy to confuse the people. And said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy powers, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. These powers, they didn't see anything but black smoke and a loud voice. See? which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. Tribe of Dan, we ain't gonna talk about them. And this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. And he made an house of high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah. And he offered, everybody, you got to figure out what that feast is, right? Like unto the feast that is in Judah. And he offered upon the altar, so did he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priests of the high places which he had made. And he made an house of high place. Sorry about Salah. So when you go back to Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 16, and the sources that I got, not the resources, but the sources that I picked out, Bible Hub, but he shall not multiply horses to himself. Our ancestors of old understood that horses equate to military power. Horses equate to military power. We offend the Most High by this. And then giving you an understanding how Solomon caused the kingdom to be ripped out of his son's hand, Rehoboam. And then Jeroboam, wanting that power too. He want that power. He caused the people by going off by putting calves in Bethel and the other in Dan. So you can see how Deuteronomy 17, 16, and 17 all the way down has a lot to do with what Solomon did. But the horses were multiplied excessively. The multiple wives were multiplied excessively. That what caused him to go off. By multiplying excessively, it pushed him into idolatry. Spiritual idolatry. So when people go into these precepts, you got to understand the backstory. Understand the backstory of Deuteronomy 17, 16, 17 on the way down. And then you got to look at Solomon. And then you got to look at his Solomon's son, Rehoboam. And then you got to look at why Rehoboam didn't listen to the elders. But by Solomon doing all that stuff and having the northern kingdom to build all these temples for his wife, they're seeing all type of idolatry and fornication by all these other women. It's cause they're looking at that. You got to understand they're looking at that and they're questioning their own faith about the Most High. And then when you read Deuteronomy 17 and 16, but he shall not multiply horses to himself, which equate to military power, right? Nor cause a people to return to Egypt. That's what happened. Because of what Solomon did, then his son, causing the kingdoms to break up, has a lot to do with Deuteronomy 17 and 16 on the way down. Has a lot to do with it. Thus doing what? What did it do? Book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, in their hell, they will seek me early. And with that, shalom.